wasn't this?
We needed part of the story quest to justify investing in the ships, and this is your punishment for not investing in the ships.
This is like... We're supposed to go there to get a hint and see something, but the thing is, we didn't see anything that we couldn't have easily been told. Like, that was a wasted stop, basically.
Is it a constellation that's on that planet? Is a constellation that's, like, known from Earth? Like, what is the Scorpia constellation? Like, constellations are just, like, the way that certain stars appear in an arrangement from a particular fucking location.
Maybe it turns out that...
Great.
Alex, it's time.
Oh.
No.
I would set phasers to disappointment.
I don't even fucking have phasers.
You should come aboard.
Oh, yeah, let's come.
Yeah, sure, this guy murdered Barrett and caused a huge disruption.
Myself.
Well,
Constellation ship.
we know how we feel about Barrett.
Meeting, but much of our conversation has been about you. It's only fitting you should join us.
I predict they are going to give us a hugely inadequate apology for killing Barrett that coexists with a obviously Skyrim-posted option to not attack or kill them.
That would be typical Bethesda fare.
To just like to have to lose somebody and then have to like do them dirty by not actually giving a shit about or having invested yourself in that loss. Which it always feels more like the developers not caring than giving you the choice not to.
They're very dedicated to stopping me from getting the artifacts. So if you don't trust me, well...
Josh,
Don't be
are
sassy
you
with the
sure?
aliens.
Did it go down?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's frozen.
Yes,
There we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
So back up.
You're here to
Yeah.
talk, and you deserve answers.
Answers, huh?
I told you I would leave you alone, and I did it. Don't make me regret that decision. You killed one of their own. They have
Yeah,
good
okay.
reason to
Alright,
be
yeah, so
afraid.
the emissary's making some good points here.
All of us should feel threatened by each other. That comes with the territory.
It feels like a deflection.
Whether you take the risk and talk to us, or you can run away and bask in the dark. Your choice.
We say your choice, but it's the only quest option we get is Doctor the Scorpions.
Josh is just gonna slam straight.
Oh my god, you just crashed into the aliens!
What an exhilarating 30 seconds that must have been for the hunter and the emissary.
How do I
You gotta
dock?
target it and then, yeah.
I really talk about the fact that this
What
is
is
just a Klingon bird of prey.
What the fuck? Oh, here we go. Okay. I mean, it's a sideways Klingon bird of prey.
It does look like the Bethesda logo.
Ah, that's probably what it is.
Oh, jammy bastards.
Oh, is that them?
Get in here
Oh
and
my
it's Todd
goodness.
Howard.
If it's Todd fucking Howard, I swear.
Where is
Oh my God,
Andreja?
that would be amazing.
Look, there's aliens!
I need this guy not to chuckle. I need this guy not to
You
chuckle.
remember the emissary, perhaps? And their ship, the Helix.
I don't think Bethesda can be allowed to write a character chuckling for any reason.
Artifact you worked so hard to gain.
Thank you for the stellar introduction. Your success.
They're all just
is
fucking Destiny
unprecedented.
warlocks.
Before you came, we were just discussing how continued use of force
Give it a
against
second.
you
It's worse
is
than that.
unwise.
Damn right it is.
Yes, we did. We are not a monolithic people. The Starborn are individuals. Some
This is not
are
exactly
united in
the
cause.
best in first impression.
Others are in
So
it for
they're just basically
themselves.
saying they're player characters. That's
We're all in
that's
it
where
for
that's
us.
Yeah, that sounds like...
Some of us are just more honest. The emissary threatened your ship, demanded you hand over your artifact. How is that so different from what I did?
Almost blew us up,
violence.
actually.
We needed to warn you off. Every encounter with one of our kind could spell disaster.
We could kill a Barrett again.
For whom exactly? I say whoever can collect them should.
So they're also after the artifacts. They're not, like, it's not like some alien race that made the artifacts and they're sacred to their people or something.
And who
Yes.
gets to say that? You? Me? The emissary? I have to
Is one of these guys gonna take their helmet off and it's fucking Barrett, like, from a different universe or some shit?
Groups of people enforcing their will.
If so.
Well, they're not.
Rules and laws spoken as principles, but backed by arms and violence.
Enough. We have more to discuss. The Unity. You are on the path to it. It is a place, a gateway. It is where we were reborn.
On a relatively expensive.
Oh my god. God damn it.
Look at where you've ended up.
Remember
What?
me? I see what's up.
That looks...
What's
This universe is only the first one you've
incredibly
been to.
bad.
I've seen hundreds. Where I came from, I was the one who stayed at the lodge to protect the artifacts. You died on board the
What?
Eye while we held off the Hunter.
One of me, at least.
I collected the remaining artifacts.
Why does it look like his head is too far up in that helmet?
Doorway to an infinite
It's
number of
incredible.
others.
I'm living for it. This
That
is a.
is the
This looks like a
universe.
Disneyland
That's
animatronic that is
I became
projecting a
Starfield.
face onto like its helmet.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
100%.
They are all connected.
I love how bad this looks.
I have to. This is bigger than all of us. All the artifacts are needed to complete the armillary and open the way to the Unity. In every universe, the Starborn fight over them. Innocent people die. You
But
witness
why?
the power granted by the temples. The anarchy that can be unleashed.
Yeah, they don't actually seem very powerful.
Someone has to decide who should get them.
They're
Here it comes.
one, like, to tier 1 dragon shouts. Like, this isn't like fantastic
Should get
powers.
to heaven.
Yeah,
Again, Josh.
You're twisting what I mean.
They're hypocrites.
Oh, damn it.
They use
I don't know why Discord is doing... Oh, I'm reconnecting. Okay.
chaos
Are we good?
caused by the hunt for the artifacts to establish an order where they decide who's worthy. I attacked your lodge because I wanted the artifacts, and you held me off. You got away. That wasn't some
So is that
morality
always
play.
Barrett, or is
You
it
didn't
whoever got
survive
killed?
Because of righteousness. You won because of
I
persistence.
think it's whoever got
luck,
killed.
And skill. As I have done countless times.
I was also human once. But what does it matter who or what I was?
Is that Walter? I can't...
Is within your grasp.
Look, there's a very small universe here.
Oh, it's Keeper Aquilus.
You're learning.
So are none of these aliens gonna look like aliens? There's gonna be other people?
They're not aliens. They're just fucking people. God.
To appreciate
What do you
From
what you
mean?
have.
From an alternate universe.
Easy for a person who's seen everything, done everything.
Oh.
It's the big secret at the core of Starfield is that there are no aliens, but there is a multiverse. And
Oh.
the multiverse grants you magic powers.
Why did you tell me there was
sucks.
aliens that showed up that looked like Destiny wizards then?
Better your hand be
I mean, they do look
in,
like
in our
Destiny
defense,
wizards.
we all immediately assumed they were wizards.
Ugh.
Yeah, this sucks. I mean, this
I
is
couldn't
this
be
is
more
bad.
disappointed. I didn't even. I thought it was just gonna be a boring-looking alien.
One is right over there.
Yeah.
Besides, why fight me again when you don't
Oh.
have to?
I want to
It's not your fault. I'm sorry. It's
three
just
of
it's
us.
Bethesda's the
Give me
fault.
some time to think over which approach to the unity. is the
It
one
feels
we
like
want.
all possibility spaces have been collapsed into the ones which have the fewest
Let's
implications.
see how willing you are to live under someone else's rule.
I do wonder if Josh knew what was up when he called Barrett being under one of those helmets.
Judge you.
You know what's fucked up is I was actually thinking it. I really wish I'd gone on record with that, because I was immediately thinking, like, it doesn't even fucking matter that Barrett's dead. He's just gonna
The
turn out to be
voice
one of these
acting for the
guys.
emissary just completely changed to Barrett. Alright, what are the...
Like, you know what? I didn't say it because I've been feeling the urge to call a lot of shots, and most of them are just very obvious moves that are boring,
Emissary
and it felt like a waste of time.
only want to control you. Whoever created the artifacts and built those temples.
So we don't know who fucking made this stuff. There's no actual answer to this mystery. It's just a bunch of fucking player characters from other universes fighting over the dragon souls, basically.
And I've won.
Chris, here's a
For,
question.
again, I still don't understand why.
I don't kill for the unity.
Pertaining to this central mystery now,
Halfway to
how much remains to be revealed?
I mean, we are in Unity, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
all
9,
the things
10,
I do.
11, 12, 13. We're in mission 13 out of
But I would never
14,
tell
15,
anyone
16,
what to do with
17,
their
18, 19,
gifts.
20. So we're,
That is your decision.
what, 13 out of
not
20?
Someone else's.
Yeah, like how many big reveals are left? Like how many mysteries are we gonna find the bottom
The
of?
unity itself doesn't judge.
What mystery do you want to find the bottom of?
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting to, isn't it? It's like
Talking, forming
we're getting answers to all these questions right now. It's just they're not interesting answers. They don't invite much. Like they might invite some further scrutiny, but like
in quite some time.
I don't think I have any
we're not
new
getting
questions.
answers though. Like we're not really getting the answers that we want. We're not getting answers to the questions we were asking. Like the Starborn show up and you're like, oh, okay, maybe these are the people who made the artifacts and they were for some unknown purpose for this species and they really want them back or whatever. And then you get there and it's like, no, nobody actually knows who built this or why. It's just a bunch of other people doing the Constellation thing, some of whom appear to have been part of Constellation in another universe. Like, this isn't an answer to any of the mystery box stuff. It's just well, hey, don't actually think about that because nobody's going to tell you.
This
And
is
it doesn't
just
matter.
additional conceits.
To see
They've not added
Yeah.
answers. They've added new
you might not
conceits.
understand just how many times
It's not explaining this universe in terms of the things they've already like showed you. It's not giving you more context on them really. It's just adding new conceits to the universe that can be used to answer things. At the same time, it's using them to answer
Has
things.
gotten to me first, and I never arrive.
It's like
Hundreds and hundreds of
it's the difference between like if the question is like, why did my neighbor kill his brother?
you making it
The answers to that question could be like, oh, it was like a grudge, or like, oh, they had like a falling out, or oh, it was to cover up something one of them did, or the brother did an unforgivable crime. A conceit is vampires exist and kill people, and then the guy killed his brother because he was a vampire.
this time.
Like that.
But it's
Getting
the
that
usual
answer
affair.
just kind of nullifies that mystery,
Yeah.
and you better have some really interesting mysteries behind
Honestly,
it.
I was beginning to wonder why I kept.
If it's just like, oh, it's vampires, and now you're dealing with vampires now it's a video game where you're fighting vampires. Especially if fighting the vampires
The emissary.
is functionally gameplay-wise exactly what you were doing previously.
But you.
Like, that sucks. That's stupid, right?
Maybe you're a random die roll. Or maybe the Unity
Again,
is
though,
finally
like,
responding
why-
to all my hard work.
Like, from the sounds of it, what the Unity does is just let you go to other universes. So, like, why is it such a big deal that they do this cycle over and over and over and over again? Like, why does the hunter care? I think he said something about, like, just to see what would happen, but that is a shit-ass fucking reason to do this. Like, oh yeah, I just did it because, like, fuck it, who cares?
This feels like
No, we're not the same people we met in
a
our universe.
typically mediocre role-playing campaign reveal, which I guess is literally what it is. But like, if you've done tabletop gaming and you've been in a campaign where the DM had a twist planned, a lot of the times those twists can feel like this, specifically because it was planned. It's like, here's the big reveal, and I need to get this figured out ahead of time, and then you just kind of make content within that reveal, but like, you don't necessarily lead up to it, you just kind of have it in your back pocket, and you get distracted where each week is just kind of a different thing going on, and it's like, maybe you kind of like, you sow some of the seeds, but then you get to the big reveal, and you pull out these new elements that answer all these questions, and like, you feel frustrated when the players are just like, alright. But it's because it doesn't really it doesn't change what they've been doing. It doesn't contextualize what they've been doing differently, so they don't really care.
Every time a Starborn goes through the Unity, they get more artifacts, find more temples, gain more power.
Like, this has nothing to do, like,
get better.
what implications would having this information have had on our behavior previous to this conversation,
All the
really?
artifacts are assembled. The device they create is called the Armillary. In many ways, it's a model of the multiverse itself.
We're learning about it now, but we may as well have learned about this fucking ages ago.
You can become Starborn.
But then we couldn't have done the
So
cool
this really
reveal.
is just a bunch of space wizards who want to get more, like, mana potions so they can do cooler space wizard spells, because that seems to be basically the only motivation here.
Well, there also is, to be clear, there is a disagreement, an ideological disagreement between the emissary and the hunter. The hunter believes anyone who can grab power should be grab power. The emissary believes that power should only be doled out to those who are worthy, according to some vague set of standards.
Sure, you have more questions.
But like, that's a completely new debate.
Before you leave, I want to give you something. A way to another artifact, but also a lesson in how dangerous they can be. Seek the moon of old Earth.
Yay!
There are seekers there you must
Oh,
discover
cool.
for
Now we're gonna go learn about NASA.
Would people stop fucking telling us we need to find secrets ourselves? Okay, yeah, you have a dialogue option for that, but like, that's because it's bad writing, Bethesda.
Forgive me.
You know that.
Also found that
You
advice
know
is
that.
a poor substitute for experience. I ask
Because
you again.
last time we were told we had to see it for ourselves, we didn't have to see it for ourselves. We pushed a button, and it gave us a vague hint we needed to go to a star on the opposite side of the universe, which could have been a text message.
What all say about what you have learned, but I will leave that to you.
I guess this is why Andreja couldn't come with us.
Well, now we know there's no
Wow.
aliens. There's just people from alternate dimensions.
God, I'm so tired.
Ugh.
It just doesn't work. It just really doesn't work.
And so, okay, somebody had dropped in the comments something about, like, multiverse bullshit with the Starborn, so I kind of knew that, but I did not know it was going to be Barrett's face until his face fucking showed up in that helmet. I just called that because that was the dumbest possible way this could be resolved.
I actually,
And yet
like,
here we are.
If anything, I didn't think that was going to happen just because I thought it was a little too stupid.
I just really
the
wish
Bethesda
there
writers
was
are
at
on
least...
record saying this is their best game? Like, what the fuck?
Oh dear. Well, I just wanted one alien. Just like one little one.
I mean, there's
What are those
little worm
scorpion
things.
Yeah.
I know, you said that before, and it's just not what I'm looking for, unfortunately. I can't be satisfied with that.
You want a sentient
Well,
alien.
Yeah,
I think to
I
some
want an
extent.
alien. encounter, a real one.
I remember looking into the headline, or the article where the headline was like, Bethesda says it's the best game ever, and that, like, wasn't what the guy was saying. Like, he was saying a very, like, boilerplate, I am an executive of the company that just released a video game.
Right.
Like, we always try to push boundaries, and, you know, at least in some ways, it's always, like, our best game ever. Like, in some ways, like, this is our best game, but, you know. And it's like, of course, because it's the internet, you want to try to get clicks out of that, so you find a headline that can make the gamers go, no, it's not.
As home.
But
Well, I suppose
to be fair, it's not. I mean, this is just there's nothing this game is doing that I think it did better than other Bethesda games. I actually think
This
literally
is like-
nothing.
This feels like some story hook, some twist that someone got into their heads and thought it was super clever, and then just didn't listen to any feedback from anyone saying, no, that's not actually all that interesting.
This game seems a lot less buggy than Daggerfall.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
again.
It did not
who do you
crash
think
when I
will be
talked
the
to a
first
merchant
ask us
yet.
questions? Mateo or Noel?
Mateo told us about your pilgrim's voyage.
You found it, didn't you?
How did Mateo
Meaning
know?
of unity.
Well, he
because
knew we were
was with us.
going to...
Yeah.
Okay, I actually hadn't been ready for this for some reason, but the fact that you now need to socialize these nothing reveals to the other NPCs in the game is actually fucking unbearable.
Barrett is alive in another universe.
What? It can't be.
Our colleague is alive in some alternate dimension? Am I
Like,
hearing
that's
this
a
right?
what a nothing
Let's
thing to
take a
say.
look. This is everything we've been building.
That has no
towards.
implications.
Implications
There are
are
no implications to
a lot
this.
to take in.
Or at least there
you
might be
explain-
implications.
Multiverse theory is correct. That is the implication. Like,
Yes,
everything
maybe
else
why
about
don't
it is
we
like, well, yeah, of
detail?
course, if multiverse theory is a thing, then there's going to be other Barretts.
Like, we don't know anything about that. Like, you could interpret the information we have a million
why
different
Starfield
ways,
won't be
and
out
those
of
might be
this way.
interesting. But
The
basically,
keys to unlocking
like, the way it was explained to us,
I don't even
we
wanna
don't
think
really
about
have
the
any
physiological
interesting
changes.
information.
Need to travel between universes.
Again,
Plus,
like,
what it would do for
the
the mind,
artifacts unlock the
enlightenment,
infinity, but, like, why do
belief,
these people
like the hunter.
care? Like, they've already done
You have
that.
the
Like,
opportunity to reach the closest thing to your god that might exist.
all they're doing is just playing this video game over and over again. That's what it
Who doesn't
is.
approach the afterlife without some trepidation.
This is...
These are the people that have bought Skyrim like 10 times.
Exactly. This is a video game about people buying Skyrim over and over and over again all the time.
I mean, I go back to my original argument, which is that this game is designed to be the forever Skyrim, right? It is designed to have 1,000 planets, and you can replay the game over and over and over again because each one starts a new dimension, and you can build a custom ship, or you can build a custom base, and you can go through the game and we'll change little variables each time, so it's a completely different experience every time. It was meant to be the forever
This is-
Bethesda game.
kind of awkward.
At least that's my read on it.
God damn it.
It just turns out it needs to be good.
You're right. This is a lot to take in.
You're
Take
telling
some
me.
time to process, everyone. We finally have some
Yeah,
answers.
Skyrim is
Now
my
we
least
need to figure
favorite
out
Elder
what to
Scrolls
do with
game,
it.
but there's a lot
To
of credit
make
I'll
a
give
sharp
it.
turn in a grand tale, but I got the eye fixed up. Bruised.
You know, there's
but
a
still
lot
moving.
of loops in that
Let
game
me
that
know
are, I
when you're
think,
ready to follow up on
ideally
what you've
balanced.
seen.
And I've made a very clear point, I think, of pointing out every way which this game feels worse than Skyrim at doing the same things. Comes down to something they are doing in it, either to set the tone or to some way the mechanics interact with other like technologies or with their rendering pipeline or the development pipeline in a way that's like less ideal.
I know everyone's excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware of possible negative effects.
Yeah, the possible negative effects of this video game having the story that it does.
I did not mean to bring everyone down, but I was looking forward to this.
I talk about
I don't
the
know how
paradox
you
of
expected
detail.
us to react.
Like, even the fucking objects all over the floor. Like, if this was a simple game, having like just storing the on-ready position of every item the first time you load this scene, and having NPCs have a routine where like you can like look for if an item is not in its place or near it, you can look for that item, you can pick it up, and you can put it back down. Would be pretty easy to do, except that I know there's probably a lot of other stuff that's going on, so this game can't just have NPCs tidy up and pick up clutter that's been knocked all over the place. But because they can't do that, clutter that gets knocked around is just all over the place, and what should have been technology to make this area more immersive, instead just points out continuously how fake it is. And that's the whole game. That's just everything in this game.
Are we at time? Is this enough? Is this enough suffering?
Yes. Congratulations, Alex. We got you the quote unquote aliens.
I feel like I accomplished what I set out to do, at least.
Who are just 2 people of the 150 people that are alive in this entire universe.
Oh my god.
Who incidentally live like 100 meters away from each other. like Keeper Aquilus is literally just right over there. Like oh fuck. Alright. Next week we're not going to be playing Starfield because it's spook times.
Speak up if you have ideas.
So that's good.
We're all here for the same reason.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Should we go tell the speaker that
you're not gonna ask?
Oh.
Ask what?
Hades.
The whole first health bar. God damn it! The whole first health bar of Hades.
Wait, you got like the god you got to him?
Right in space.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right.
1 week.
That's further
20 hours of Hades.
That is further than I got.
All right. Well.
Yeah, the fucking bone hydra that I think we filtered on. I've gotten to a point where if I lose to the bone hydra, it is welcome, because that meant that my build was like that was useful peer reviewing of my build. Hydra is trivial. That's how much fucking Hades I've been playing.
Well, the commenters can stop posting sad gifs in the chat, I guess. Can we just fucking climb this?
I'm so mad you didn't ask, but it's so funny.
I'm sorry, I was just floored
so
by everything else that fucking happened.
Oh my god. See how far you can go.
God. This is what we've been reduced to, is just dicking around with the geometry in this video game. This is actually quite high up. Alright.